welcome back to the channel. Today I'm building a shoe storage boot box that will match my coat rack that I did last video. So there's lots to it. I've got to go and get some wood, I've got to get some MDF, paint, all the bits. So let's get to it. So I have an 18mm sheet of MDF that I'm going to be using to make the base of my storage box. This is the piece that I'm going to be using for the top of the storage box. I've got some messmate, which is an Australian hardwood. So right now I'm just marking out where I need to cut off for the back bit, just using my track saw just to get a clean edge as best as I can get it, because I can't really run this through anything else. Using my track saw again, I'm just cutting off the sides just to make it the length that I want it to be. These are my measurements for the base itself. So I'm using my track saw again just to go over the 18mm MDF, just get the two sides that I need, the two longer sides and the two shorter sides. When I collected the wood, I had to cut it into 4 pieces as I couldn't fit it in my transport. So I'll go back later in the video to get some more MDF to make the bottom piece of the storage box. I completely forgot that making a box you need 5 sides, not 4. So now I'm just using my drum sander just to run the top piece through, just to get that perfect sanding finish. It's just less time consuming, like otherwise I would have spent hours sanding this piece. So I've got an 80 grit at the front and then it runs through to a 180 grit at the back. And I ran this through probably 10 times. Also, this is my first time using this, so I was just trying to get used to how it works and yeah, just getting used to it really, but it saved so much time. Right, this is my first bigger project after not doing furniture for, I think it's like 7 years, so I'm a bit rusty coming back to it. And there's a lot of tools here that I haven't used before, but it's really good experience. I'm using my table saw just to cut down the side pieces of the box, just so I've got that perfect edge. I can use my track saw, but I just wanted to try the table saw. I was waiting on my dust extraction to come, so excuse the dust which is flying absolutely everywhere. It made such a mess, but there wasn't much that I could do in this situation as I was waiting. So now I'm using my track saw to cut a 45-degree angle on the edges of the box. It's just so when it comes to fitting the box together I have smooth edges, making it look cleaner and just a bit easier to assemble. Now the task of trying to put the box together, so I've just put some wood glue up. I found this bit really hard. I spent ages trying to get the size to stand up. I even got a microwave just to try and help me out. But yeah, just gluing the sides and just make sure everything's square. Just drilling some pilot holes just to make sure that I'm not going to split the MDF when I'm going in with the screws. So I drilled a bigger hole for the screw head to sit into it, and then the smaller pilot holes so the screw can go into it.
No, 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 no.
If you have an idea of how I can do this in the future, please let me know in the comments. Maybe laying it on its back might have been best, but I don't know, I didn't really think at the time. Now I'm just giving it a good sand down with my, I think it's a 220 grit. Now I'm just giving it a quick sand down just before I put some wood filler in it, just to make sure everything's smooth. Just filling the holes with some wood filler now. And obviously that gap where it probably didn't sit as flush as I wanted it to be, but it's not going to be perfect. I'm not a professional woodworker, I'm just doing this for fun really, and I do enjoy it. So things are not going to be top notch, 100% perfect. I know it's really messy, but I really love using my finger to put the wood filler in. I just think I could just do it with my finger, why not? As I'm waiting for the wood filler to dry, I thought I'd move on to the feet of the box. So I've got the same wood that I'm using for the top, and I'm just making some square blocks. Just need to cut them down and sand them. But yeah, I just wanted the box to be raised off the ground, only because it's going to be easier moving it around, and I don't really want to move it from the lid. Now I've got my hand sander, I've got an 80 grit on just to get all the marks out that maybe the drum sander didn't do. Just give that smoother finish, and then I'll move on to a 220 grit and just keep working my way up. I decided I want some decoration on the front of the box, so I've just got some trim. I'm just cutting the edges again, 45-degree angle, so I can fit them on the front of it. Using my trusty miter saw, which I love this machine. Now I'm using some CA glue, and I'll just spray. The spray is the activator, it just speeds up the process to harden the glue. This just helps fill in all the little holes and the cracks in the wood. And just gives it that better finish really, so there's no real big deep holes and you're not going to risk the piece of wood cracking in the future. So now I'm just adding the trim that I've cut using a little pin gun and some glue. I probably used way too much glue. You don't need as much glue that I used. I did go a bit overboard. Make sure everything's level and fine, and yeah, just putting it in. Using my trusty old wood filler just to fill up the little holes. Back with my sander, I've got a 220 grit on, just rubbing out all that wood filler that I did put in before in the bigger holes, just so I've got that nice smooth finish for when it comes to painting the box. And my dust extractor finally came, so that's good, no more dust. Now I'm just using my cork gun. I absolutely love cork. You can say what you want, I don't know, I absolutely love this. It just gives it that smoother finish, and yeah, I use my finger again. I always use my finger with a lot of stuff just to get that perfect finish, and got a bit of a damp towel just to get any excess off. But this just, yeah, I just put it in the corner of the box and on the outside on the trim. Again, I'm going to run this plank through the drum sander just to get that glue off it. I don't want to spend a lot of time sanding it, so this is just going to take that glue off. And it did break, the sandpaper. As you can probably hear, it did snap, so yeah, but it lasted a long time, which is good. So I'm just going over again with my 220 grit, running over it with my 240 grit, just to get that perfect finish. I just want that perfect smooth wood. So this is the best finish for it. And just getting up the excess. So now I'm using my router with the round over bit. It just gives it that better finish in my opinion, and I would have spent ages trying to sand it and I wouldn't have actually got this perfect edge that I wanted. This is my first time using a router and it was okay. I mean, after a few tries it was good. In my previous video I was using Scandinavian oil for the piece of wood, but I've actually found this 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪𝓵𝓼 monocoat, which is an oil that you mix together. It's a 3:1 ratio and it's only one coat. It gives it that durable protection and just enhances the natural beauty of the wood. There's so many different colours as well, but I just went for a clear colour just to try and match the coat rack that I did. And a little goes a long way. I had plenty left over, I probably used too much. So you just put it on with a cloth and then you can just buff it out. Okay, time to prime the MDF. I love this part because I'm so close to finishing the product. I actually prefer to hand paint. I was suggested to spray paint it, and maybe I could have done, maybe that could be next time, but I didn't want the paint to go everywhere when I'm spray painting, so with trusty old brush, just giving it a good prime. Whilst I'm waiting for that top coat to dry, I'm just going to drill some pilot holes into the feet just so they're ready, and I did oil them too. I did put 2 coats of primer on, but I didn't want to show you all that because that is quite boring. But I'm going in with the colour that I chose. It may be a little bit too dark, but I needed something darker, only because I've got dogs and the place gets kind of messy inside and a bit dirty, so the darker the better. I'm just adding some rubber feet to the bits of the wood, just to stop any scratches on it. The rest of the video is me trying to put the hinges on. I've skipped showing you the full assembly because I want the final piece to be a surprise. So let's jump straight into the finished result. Finally did it, it's completed. Put some hinges on, which you probably saw anyway. So lift it up and it holds. Take your shoes off, which these should really be outside, but it's fine, just for video. Done. Whoa. Lovely. Can even use it as a bed. Good night. Well, thanks for watching. Thank you always for your support. Next time, epoxy resin table. We'll see how that goes. All my socials are in the description below. Go and check them out. But other than that, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you next time for more. Love you. Bye.